virtuous and wise, but he admits to his society all men without distinction. He admires the good, but he also pities the weaker brethren. Am I a man of great wisdom and goodness? Then who is there among my fellow men that I will not bear with? Or am I neither wise nor good? Then other men will reject me. How can one justify this rejection of others? Susia said, the inferior type of man always tries to gloss over his faults. Susia said, the wise man will gain the confidence of the people before laying burdens upon them. Otherwise, they will consider it oppression. He will gain the confidence of his sovereign before censuring his actions. Otherwise, the latter will consider it mere libel and abuse. Susia said, he who does not transgress the larger principles of virtuous conduct may be excused for disregarding the boundary line in matters of smaller import. Tsuyu said, the followers and disciples of Tsusia are trained well enough in sprinkling and sweeping the floor, in responding and answering questions, in entering and leaving a room. But these are mere accessories. Of fundamentals, they are totally ignorant. How can this be considered enough? Tsusia, hearing of these remarks, said, Yen Yu is mistaken. It is not the way of the wise teacher to distinguish between subjects of first-class importance, which must be taught, and subjects of secondary importance, which may be neglected. He cultivates minds, just as he would cultivate plants, each species requiring separate treatment. It cannot be the wise man's way to produce confusion and error. He only is inspired who teaches methodically, having a beginning and an end. Tsuyu said, let the official who has time to spare devoted to study. Let the student who has time to spare devoted to public affairs. Tsuyu said, the rites of mourning should not extend beyond the expression of heartfelt grief. The chief of the Meng family having appointed Yang Fu to be criminal judge, the latter went to Tseng Tsu for advice. Tseng Tsu said, our rulers have lost their way, and the people have long been scattered and distracted. When you discover the fact of a crime, be not moved with joy, but rather with pity and grief. Tsukung said, the mistakes of a great and good man are like eclipses of the sun and moon. His failing is seen by all, and when he repairs it, all look up to him with awe.
With an associate's degree, but since I've been here.
Nan-in, a Japanese master during the Meiji era, received a university professor who came to inquire about Zen. Nan-in served tea. He poured his visitor's cup full, then kept on pouring. The professor watched the overflow until he no longer could restrain himself. It is over full, no more will go in. Like this cup, Nan-in said, you are full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup? Gudo was the emperor's teacher of his time. Nevertheless, he used to travel alone as a wandering mendicant. Once when he was on his way to Edo, the cultural and political center of the shogunate, he approached a little village named Takenaka. It was evening and a heavy rain was falling. Gudo was thoroughly wet, his straw sandals were in pieces. At a farmhouse near the village he noticed 4 or 5 pairs of sandals in the window and decided to buy some dry ones. The woman who offered him the sandals, seeing how wet he was, invited him to remain for the night in her home. Gudo accepted, thanking her. He entered and recited a sutra before the family shrine. He then was introduced to the woman's mother and to her child.